I'm hanging with the beautiful, the talented.
Finally.
Khanyi Mbau's in the freaking building. Make some fucking noise. How long have I been trying to get you there? A year.
A year.
And I'm so glad it's finally happening.
The universe knows. It's got its times, you know.
Do you remember the first time we met?
It was before YFM. MacG, you were a problem. Was it 119 days? What is it? 114, 112?
What is that? In Melville?
In town.
In
Anderson.
town? Serious?
Yeah.
Was I there?
You were there. Dude, you were there. You were there.
You're taking me way back.
Days.
Uzu days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. By the way, for those 2,000 who don't know who you are, what haven't you done, dude? Like, she's a TV personality, radio personality, actress. She's a MILF. She's original slay queen.
Yeah. Best believe it.
Businesswoman.
Yeah.
The founder.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met you, because I was still driving for Sonia.
Yes, you were.
Shwashwi.
Yes.
So she's like, no, I'm going to go see a friend. And this was a time when you were on Mubango.
Yes.
You're driving a black Peugeot 206.
That's like a Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we meet up with you by, by Norwood. And we're going to a house there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where she used to live.
Yeah. So we're going there to have drinks. And then
And she used to cook for us, you remember?
Yeah.
She used to cook for everybody.
And there you are. I'm like, fuck, this is Khanyi Mbau. I couldn't believe I was so starstruck.
But you were quite chilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were talking about Mandla. You're like, yeah, when Mandla comes, he comes Lamborghinis.
But he does. Though. He does.
Shit, man. Yeah. That was a long time ago. And since now, like, you still haven't changed. You're still the same Khanyi, which is what I love about you, man.
Dude, it's always been this.
Yeah.
I think the industry is quite, it's so boring now because everyone is curated. There's a certain image they need to put out. For us, it was, what sold was you being yourself. So I'm still the same OG.
Oh, yeah, by the way, you're drinking a bottle of
It
Granger.
is so good.
Yeah.
Like, believe
you're the
the hype.
first celeb to drink Granger.
Don't lie. Don't lie. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. It's a battle of the gins.
So, no, but it isn't because, I mean, how many white people have champagnes? But they're still cool and they still vibe. So I'm definitely going to put that in my bar.
Nice one. All right, let's start with the Slay Queen stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you came out, now it's fashionable, to date older men who have money.
I was born early, man.
Dude, when you came out, bro, like, you caught so much backlash. You were, like, the first prominent person to, like,
to come out and say,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
He's old and he has money.
And you got so much backlash.
Yeah. Till today.
Till today.
Till today.
But now everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it, but I still get the backlash of, oh, you finished Mandla's money. Like, but no, I didn't. Oh my gosh, you brought this about the kids. You made it all right, and now it's a thing. So it's sad. I was born too early.
But when was it like before you met Mandla? Were those the type of guys you were into? What type of guys were you into, like in high school and stuff?
High school, I was always dating the oldest guy. Probably the head boy.
So if you're in grade 8,
the head boy.
Oh, okay.
So I always aim for power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I'm power hungry. I like power. So I'd always aim for the richest in the room or the most achiever, the best athlete in the school. You. You. So I'd always aim for the best because I'm the best. And the best eats the best.
Well, where does that come from?
I think it comes from my family. My dad is a very strict man. He's Zulu. He's unimpressed by everything. I could bring my car and they'll still say, yeah, but it's not a 2020, And with my dad, you could invite him to Thanksgiving at school and he'll say, yeah, but that Indian kid got 8 and you got 5. Where's your other 3 trophies? So it was always aim for the best or don't come home type of thing, And you invite him to a play and you're true and he's like, but why weren't you the lead? Why did you waste my time? So it comes from my dad just never being impressed with anything till today.
Even now? With everything you've done?
Till today. My dad is still like, yeah, but a girl like you by now, you should be having a yacht or owning a place in Cape Town. He's that guy. Yeah. And I guess he's doing it to always not get us comfortable. But it also creates a complex of, I'm not good enough. I still need to push more. So it's a double-edged sword.
Would you say you got daddy issues? Because when I spoke to Caesar, you were saying he's got daddy.
We're broken. My siblings and I are so broken because I think our parents couldn't articulate what type of family we are in. Because you sit down with a child and say, other families are like this, but ours is like this, but we love each other, but we're different. With us, instead, when you ask questions that say, you're a kid, where do you know these things? Why are you in my business? Shut up. Why are you looking at me in the eye? Who spoke to you? Don't speak till spoken to. So that left so much in us that made us have a deep, dark hole that we want to fill up. And I think with Lasizwe, with overachieving as well, he's trying to close that void. With me, it was Mandla, because I wanted just one man that would just appreciate everything that I bring without having an if, could have, would have. Yeah. So we do have daddy issues. We're broken.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the reason you like money is because your dad was a taxi driver, right? And
we saw it all the time.
You know, and with taxi driver, like cash is
cash.
It's
dude.
quick. You know what I mean?
We used to register the taxis. We used to do it with my sister, and we were trained at the age of 7 to register all the taxis and count their totals. So we would see cash hard. Like we'd see like 52K then at the age of 7, and we knew how to count. So money was a thing. And I always believed that a man must always have like stash all the time. And probably that's what I was looking for.
Exactly, because I feel like that's the link between you and your dad. Like you felt like you needed to have money so you can get his attention.
Yes.
You know, which is why I think you love money so much.
Yeah. But also there's a thing in psychology that what do you make your child do between the ages of 5 and 10? Let's say 5 times a week over 2 hours. It then builds into their energy of what they attract. For instance, if you look at Tiger Woods, all he did was play golf with his dad, and that's the energy he brought about. Tennis players, Serena, they started at a young age. Beyonce singing, that's the energy that it becomes part of your coding. So me and money, that's why it chases me like this.
Shit, man, my son's about to be 5.
You got to start working. Give him what you want him to attract. Yeah. And that's what you need to do. So it's important, because if you raise your child in a shebeen, 90% of those kids either drink terribly or they're in the liquor industry somehow. So honestly, you need to put your child with the energy, because that's how you code the energies for them to evoke it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go to Mandla now.
Yeah.
Where do you meet Mandla? First time you meet him?
So Mandla, I met him. I went to Durban to go see another man.
Before Corona.
And this was like 2005. My fame was still trickling in. You know, it was coming up. Doopsy, hey, I've got this nice old guy I'm seeing in Durban. Wealthy, you know, not wealthy, but Malana, you know. Yeah. He books me at the Beverly Hills. And as I was checking out, because the typical thing with rich men, they won't take you to the airport. They'll always organize someone. They just don't have that time. So as I was checking out, they've always got the ice boy. So Mandla was checking out, I was checking out, and it's like, hey, I've seen you. And because he was dressed nicely, but I didn't see his car keys, so I didn't know who this was. And he's like, I've seen you. I'm like, okay, thanks, yeah, sure. So, where are you going? I said, I'm going to Joburg. Don't you want to drive with me? I've got my car outside. Oh, Porsche. Okay, nice. No, but I've got my flight, because number one, he could be a psychopath. He could kill me. Back, Joburg, those fields, crazy. Then he's like, let me take your number. And I was like, no. Still went to the airport. Met him at Divine Lounge. Remember a club called Divine Lounge in Rosebank?
I only played the ones.
Yeah. Divine Lounge. He was there with another girl. So as I walk in, he's sitting at the back, table full of champagne with all these girls. Then he gets shook. Everyone's like, whoa, guys, what's wrong with this guy? Then he now wants to send everyone away. He calls me to the table. He's like, do you remember me? I don't remember that, because I meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm that dude, remember Beverly? I was like, oh, yeah, snap. I remember you, yeah. Had drinks, got sloshed, was fun. He joined us. I'm still with there.
Does he look rich at this time? What are you thinking?
No, he's still dark and, and Mandla didn't look very old, besides his age, but he didn't look old. So I just thought, and then I asked someone about him. Someone's like, no, he's a journalist. And I was like, gosh, journalist?
No.
Hell no. But anyway, we'll drink his alcohol anyway. So in my drunken state, I think I gave him my number.
Yeah.
And fast forward now to him calling me one morning saying, let's have breakfast. We had breakfast once. We vibed again. It was fun.
What made you want to go have breakfast with him?
I was hungry. I was hungry. And he called at the right time that morning. I was like, breakfast. I was like, yay! And I get there and the meal is nice. It comes with a good conversation.
Okay.
But now the good conversation was, I think from the moment he saw me, he started making me his project. The conversation was, he knew every interview I did, every article that was written about me. So he was literally impressing me with telling me facts about myself.
Isn't that freaky?
No, Pella, you're a girl now. You think, I didn't see it that way. So I was like, wow, this guy. Now, go back to daddy issues. My dad doesn't know anything and is never impressed. Here's this dude who's impressed with everything.
You could cough and...
I could cough. It's like, I heard you cough. Remember that interview when you coughed, when you were sitting with MacG and you went, that's the same cough that made me say she. Yes, that's the one. So for me, I was like, I was blown away by a man with 24 hours like me, but he could also put aside his own life to try and understand mine. Then it started becoming a thing where I'd never start the day without breakfast with him. We did this for 3 months. Wow. He didn't know where I live. I didn't know where he lived.
Before he tapped?
Yes.
60-day rule.
No, he was very good. It was very good. 90, because it was 3 months. 90 days. We'd park underground, go upstairs to Bedford Center and have our breakfast. Then on the 3rd month, at the end of the month, he was like, we've been doing this now for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, you're right. He's like, maybe it's time for like a dinner.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. I was like, not even a lunch. He's like, no, but lunch, we have to work. Let's do a dinner.
You're not seeing anyone at this time?
No, dude, I'm seeing people. I'm young. I'm trending.
You vibing.
I'm gypsy. The hell, I'm on TV. Okay? To the highest bidder. Type of thing,
Yeah,
Bid or buy, Sell it or relax. You know what I'm saying? Just build it. I'm in retail, brother. I'm selling it. So, fine. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'm like, so when? And he's like, tonight. It's like, tonight? It's like, yeah, tonight. So let's go to Castello. Castello's still big then. Let's get you nice shoes and outfits, and we can both match and we'll buy them together now. So I'm like, damn, this guy. Now I'm going back to Pretty Woman. Remember the movie Pretty Woman? Like, ooh, I got my rich again. So we're shopping. I thought one shoe. Then he's like, what else do you like? And I was like, in fact, do you have a size in each of these shoes here?
Wow.
I'm thinking, no, he's charming me, you see. So the lady says, we can check. They check. Then they offer you drinks. When you start talking one shoe, they're like, can we get you a cappuccino? Yeah. So they bring out juices. And the lady's like, yeah, we've got in this. Yeah, I was like, give it to her.
Just like that.
As we walk out, I'm like this.
Wow.
To the car. Then I call him at about 5. I'm like, you didn't tell me we were meeting. And he says, do you know Melrose Arch? At the time, it was only the butcher shop. Yeah. It was just one building. It was small.
Yeah. And I think they were building the penthouses.
They're still. And he got the first one. So I'm like, yeah, I know it, but I've never been in there. I always drive past. He's like, okay, that's where we're meeting. Just get there and park and wait for me at the butcher shop. There's a place called Butcher Shop. Just ask. Fine, I think I'm going there. Then he rocks up in his silk shirt, buttoned down. Yo, smells good. I'm like, what's going on here? But now you must know, after 52 pairs of shoes, you see him differently. He's shiny now. Shiny. He's got the skills. He's got the capabilities. So I now start seeing a dark stallion, no longer a dark guy. Oh, like dark stallion. So as I walk to the door, he's like, no, we're going this way. I got us a chef at my house. The black stallion shines again. I'm like,
This is when? 2000 what?
No, dude, 2004.
Wow.
Dude, like,
I was in matric, bro.
Dude, penthouses were only on MTV Cribs.
Shit.
So I didn't know we were going to a penthouse. So we go up. This is stuff I only saw on Asha at Cribs. Like now, wooden staircase, architectural, windows and sculptures like this, waterfalls inside. You can imagine now this girl from Soweto who's just slightly famous, who drives a Peugeot, comes from a good family, but it's a homely house. Yeah. Now this is stuff I see on videos, like R. Kelly.
But it's the life you want.
It's the life I want. So you must understand now, 52 pairs of shoes. There's a white guy there cutting onions. the black guy now with the silk what, and I can already calculate, but no, this guy's got money. He's the only guy, they're still building around, he's the only guy who lives in Melrose at the time. Black guy from Soweto. So we eat, they're busy cooking, we're eating. He's playing some good music. I don't even know what it is. Probably was bad. If I hear it now, I'd be like, really? But it was good music. We're drinking wine. Charming. He whips out the weed. We're like, it's nice. It's a vibe. It's a vibe, dude. Then, but it was good.
You're thinking tonight dinner, I'm giving it up.
Dude, I was ready. I was like, guys, I'm listening. Yeah. Take my soul. Where do I sign? Then he takes me to the balcony, and this is after the weed, and he gives me my wine, and he looks around and he says, "What do you think of this place?" And I said, "Wow, I didn't think someone lives like this. This is amazing. And he's like, "This is how I felt when I saw you a night of my first conversation."
Boom! Pause.
I'm done.
Pause.
I'm done. Now he's kissing me, and when you kiss that thing of, I'll take, it's yours.
Yeah.
Then he stops and he's like, you need to start getting home now. I get he's working me. He's like, no, it's late now.
What? He didn't tap that night?
Mm-mm.
You fucking kidding me?
He didn't. Takes me to my car, escorts me with his Porsche home. Then he turns around and then he phones me and says good night. The following day, I was at his house. I was at the door. I was like, take me as I am. And we did it. And I think he knew that was going to happen.
How was the first? Was it what you imagined?
No, it was proper, dude. I was actually shocked.
Yeah.
He's got game on the field.
Yeah.
He's got game on the field. Jumpman game on the field.
So now, okay, he's got money.
And so much game that my daughter was conceived right there.
That same night?
He was hitting the hoops. He was hitting the hoops. You were not looking at him. He was just, So he was just, what I'm saying, slam dunking like no one's business.
Yeah. After that, now you're in.
Dude, then after he does this, he bathes me.
Bathes?
It's in the morning, Pella. I drove there because I was like, this guy's playing. This guy, how do you just drive me home after? Then he bathes me and he says to me, I'm not going to date you. I'm going to marry you. Wow. I'm finished.
This fucking guy.
So he takes me now around the whole house. He shows me. This I got in wherever. This is okay. And he starts naming these pieces. And I'm like, okay. So he's like, so I'll move all my clothes until you're ready to move in. And then you could have all the space because you're going to have a lot of clothes.
Jeez. This is like every girl's fantasy, man.
Yeah. So he says, do you like this car of yours? I said, yeah, because for me it was an achievement.
Yeah.
Love this car. It's a 206. It won car of the
Can
year.
get to work.
Car of the year, 1999. I'm giving it to him. He laughs. I go to SABC to go shoot Movango. As I come out, I get called by security. As I come out, there's a red Porsche with a bow. He's just standing there smoking on the side. And he's like, hi. He's like, no, I'm just here to drop off your car. You need to phone your mom to come fetch this one because how are you going to drive two cars? Sharp. And he leaves. Doesn't even stay for nothing. Like literally like this. I brought your car. You'd have to phone your mom to come fetch the other one. Sharp. Go on. And he did those things where he just leave me just standing there just going,
wait.
I have a Porsche now.
How's the driving the Porsche?
Dude, it was like this because I'm not used to this talk. It was like this. So I bring it to my mother. I'm like, what's going on? Can you? First it was the shoes. Now, what's going on? I'm like, Ma, hey, I'll tell you, Ma, I don't know what's going on. Next thing is like, so who do I send the letter to? What letter? I told you I'm not going to date you. I'm marrying you. I'm like, I've never done this before. None of my siblings have gotten married, so I don't know how this works. He's like, okay, cool. I'm going to write a letter, give it to your mother. Your mom will know where to send it. I got a flu that afternoon. He brought, literally, you could say he brought the whole chemist and the whole of Woolies to my house.
Wow.
My baby sister, I was in the bedroom. because he got to the gate and knocked. Then she was like, there's an old man at the door. So I go and I check and I'm like, oh, that's my boyfriend that I told you about. He's so old. Then my mom comes walking out. It's like, what's going on here? The mom was like, oh, Booty, hi. Yeah, bo. It's like, no, Mang, that's a Khanyi. She's sick, all these things. And the plastics come in. His ice boy brings them in. They put him in the house. And my mom's just, and she's like, are you the guy with the car? What's going on, guys? Can you tell me? I don't know, Ma. I'm actually your son-in-law. My mom was speechless. She was like, oh, okay. He's like, I'm Masalan Gatle, cheers, and he leaves. Now my mom's like, what's going on here? I'm like, I'm kind of dating him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is kind of old, but rumor has it that Granny Hugh and also started pulling out files. We're like, hey, in this house, it's not a new thing. You got married 19, Granny was 50. Yeah.
You bring out receipts.
Yeah, I was like, hey, don't judge me, because y'all know. She was like, okay, but as long as gay, but at least I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I went, okay, cool. All right.
How rich was Mandla, bro? I don't think people understand, man. Tell me like a normal weekend in your life during those days.
So I moved in. We had clothes, but we would still go shop per person, 60,000 Rand a day. It got to a point where when we got to a shop, people were told to leave so they could close the doors. We would literally have breakfast. We would go in our robes to whichever, Cavalli, whatever shops that we wanted to go to, and we'd have breakfast there. So we'd get there and demand, so they'd have to deliver the breakfast in the shop. The owners need to wait for us to eat, and we'd have our conversation about whatever before we shop. Then when we're done, we shop one by one. We try everything out. That would take about 3-4 hours, and the shop's closed because the guy knows he'd make his target for the day in that
his
4
rent
hours.
money, everything.
Yeah.
And when
if Mandla decides to take a nap on the couch, he'll take a nap on the couch.
Fuck. And when you went to the club, that was insane.
Dude, it was insane. He would buy out. He'd say, how many bottles do you have? Give me all of them. He did stupid things, which were fun for that age.
Yeah.
I mean, at 19, imagine seeing that life. That's crazy. That's like, what?
Now, apart from all the superficial stuff, did you get to a point where you're like, fuck, I love this man?
No. I worshipped him. Because I had a hero syndrome. I saw him as my hero. He saved me. He gave me what I've always dreamt about. He was like God to me. You know, when you pray and things just come together. Mandla never had a normal conversation with each other. Just to say, what do you like? What are your pet peeves? What hurt you? Would always talk about fashion, cars, who we're killing next, what's the next location, whose party are we going to, what are you shooting, I need the house, I need this car, I need that, you know. So we've never actually had conversations, and I realized this when I was about 8 months pregnant, where I can't fit in the clothes, I can't be shopping, I'm tired. And
women are very needy at that time.
Yeah, and I'm needy, and he has no time. That's where I started realizing and seeing red flags that I'm in trouble. Yeah.
How many Zotos were there during your guys' relationship?
Funny enough, there was a girl who broke into the house, but when you're still besotted, I think when I moved in the first week, there was a chick. There was a security guard, and it's so funny. This dawned on me when I was watching. We had Jordan 99.
Oh, Bonang.
No. It was a security girl. She worked downstairs. So she would be able to see our movements, and that's how she had access to the penthouse. I was in the shower, and next thing there was a girl in the bedroom. But Mandla handled it so quickly and so swiftly, where he pulled her out, he put me aside. He dealt with her quickly. It was I didn't even have a moment to think.
Yeah.
And I remember she was a security guard, so I thought, security, something's wrong. But he was so quick. But downstairs, I could hear her say, Come on, who's that? You know. And then it hit me now that, oh, snap.
He was snacking.
He was snacking.
What happened with Zota, though?
So I'm pregnant. And I think Mandla was with me for the aesthetic. But now I'm pregnant. I'm chubby. I'm not as sexy. I'm not as fun. I can't drink alcohol. I can't smoke weed. I can't do anything. So he started going to the Rock a lot. Because now he's Khanyi Mbau's Mandla. So now he's got undesirable friends and ice boys that are willing to do anything for him. So they'd always invite him to places where there are women. Because that's what you do to a guy with money. You give him women.
Yeah.
So I think one of the owners of the Rock, because he used to spend a lot of money, would give him talent and fish to just say, here's an incentive from us.
Yeah.
This is one of our waiters. She can be all yours, and even after, she's yours. You know, anything you want.
Yeah.
Anything, sir. So when he's drunk, Zoto lived around the corner. I think they would go and he would snack. Because there was a time also when a woman's pregnant, sometimes she doesn't even want to be touched.
Yeah.
So moody that sometimes I don't even like you at the moment. So that's the gap that Zodwa found, and she jumped in. And she gave him stuff that I couldn't give him. But now, because she didn't have the aesthetic, they had the conversations we never had.
Oh.
So they bonded, like for real.
Which is what you longed for.
But they had the conversations that, for us, it was always, he wanted to impress me all the time. So it was always, I'm going to buy you this. What do you want? How much money do you have? How much does your mom need? All of those things. But with Zoto, it was real things. They drank amakot. They sat in her garage. So it was real. And remember, this guy is a guy from the hood that was just lucky to bump into millions. So he's still hood.
Yeah.
I'm
at the heart.
Yeah, I'm north. I'm suburban, but he met someone from his world that took him back there to that soft spot, and that's how she won him.
And what happened to you guys? Why did you guys break up? Did you run out of money?
No, he started beating me now. So I'm pregnant. I'm needy. I now have a problem with him coming home at 4. I hear rumors that he's cheating. And every time I would ask him, he would beat me, throw me down the stairs. He would kick me. I'd be black and blue. I wouldn't be able to see. He'd lock me in the house until I heal. It started getting abusive. But in hindsight, he was losing money because he was constantly putting money into Ponzi schemes. Because he thought the same luck. That's why they say you only find a diamond once. So he thought the same luck he got getting this money, he can still do it again. So he kept doing this, but losing money. So I think with my stress and him knowing that he's in trouble, the money's running out, this lifestyle can't sustain itself, he started drinking a lot. He started wiling out. And with my noise, I'd push him to the edge and he would start beating me.
Yeah.
He threw me down the stairs, and that's how I got into labor and my daughter was born.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Because she was supposed to be born in Jan, but she was then born in December.
Wow. Shit, that's crazy.
Crazy, dude.
So you had to leave her for the sake of your child. You had to leave
I had to leave him. But now he started becoming psychotic because he owned me, remember? Everything he ever did was just to buy me. And so he felt, after everything I've done to you, now you're going to tell me you're leaving? No. So I'd go to my mom's, he'd be there at 3 making noise outside. I'd be at my sister's, he'd be making noise. He'd find me and make my life hell. He started putting trackers in the cars and everything.
What?
Dude, there was a time where the reason why he bought the Lambo was I said it was over the first time. And I'd left with the baby. Came to fetch me. How he did was he knew my favorite car. He got me with that. I went back for a week. He lost it. He beat me. I left. Took the car with me. I remember I was taking my daughter to the hospital for her injection for 5 weeks. He intercepted me at a garage, literally threw me and the baby out, took the car with his friend and left me stranded. That's how psychotic he started becoming. And instead of sitting down with me and saying, I'm in trouble, I don't know what to do. And he became a monster.
Jeez.
And I had to run away from him.
Yeah.
So by the time Mandla lost all his money, I was at home with my mom already.
Yeah.
He had taken back most of the things anyway. So when the cars got repossessed, he was on his own. I only heard this when I was at the Summers because I was working. In 2008, that Mandla's evicted. He's actually living in a town lodge. Weird. So when I get back from Sun City, I get a call from him. He's in tears. Please see me. My world is crumbling. But because I'm a battered wife and I'm angry from what he's done to me and the embarrassment that I've been going through in the media, I go and I see him. And he's like, dude, I've lost it all. Remember when I went to America, this and this? And at the time, you must understand, he had so many women.
Yeah.
I got beat up by one of his girlfriends. That was a sangoma at the time. So when I went to see him, I also had anger issues. So when I saw him and he got on his knees and he cried, I laughed and I said, look at karma. Look at you now. And I walked away.
Was that the last time you saw him?
That was the last time I ever saw him.
Fuck. That's
My
deep.
daughter was 8 months old.
And you guys cordial now? Like, do you guys talk?
Dude, I don't know where he is. My daughter was 8 months old, and he was at the City Lodge in Kempton Park.
Yeah.
Till today, whether he's alive or not, I don't know where he is. We've tried to try and find him because there were rumors that he's struggling. I wanted to find him. I mean, there was a time in my life where, financially things were coming back.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be the Khanyi Mbau, luxurious me today, regardless of what he did to me. But he had a hand in it. I wanted to find him and say, okay, fine, how do we rehabilitate you? How do we get you back your self-esteem? Is it me getting you a bachelor apartment somewhere in Rosebank, getting you a small car? Not because I want you in my life. We'll get a lawyer to manage you, how you're going to get your money. I will probably carry you for 2 years for your daughter's sake. Because when your daughter starts asking questions, she needs to see a man.
Yeah.
You know, because you're her father, and fathers are very important for girls. We couldn't find him. There were stories. I mean, his mom passed away a year ago. Apparently, he didn't bury her. So we don't know where he is. I mean, my daughter only 2 years asked to see a picture. And she was like, he's so dark. I'm like, that's your
Dark
daddy.
stallion.
That's your daddy, the stallion.
Dude, so now when he leaves, the money's gone. The luxurious
Dude,
life.
I was back to zero.
How difficult was that, bro?
Like, very quickly, like 0 to 100. Like, it was hard, dude.
You gotta work now.
You must understand, I slept in this big room with views, and now I'm back in my mom's little house in my little bed with a baby. I went into depression. I mean, there was a time where I couldn't even hold my daughter because the depression was working on me. And that's when I started being a problem. That's when I dated Dennis Krause. Because for me, it was just survival. Get the next rich guy and move because you've got a child. You need to get out of here. This is not your lifestyle. I wanted to get back to where I was. You know? So I started just dating for the sake of survival. And Dennis played along, and that's how I got into that situation. But I was in autopilot and in such a depression, and I've been depressed for about 15 years now.
Wow.
15 years I've been depressed, and I'm still dealing with it. I still get anxiety attacks, and usually they're very strong. You need to check on them because they're actually the most depressed, and sometimes we're not even aware of it. I only found out that I was really depressed like 2 years ago, and when they diagnosed me and I sat with a shrink, they actually told me that it's been 15 years of you being depressed. Since your daughter was born, you've been depressed.
Jeez.
I only started having a real conversation with my daughter literally last year, where it dawned on me that I'm a mother. All this time it's been there, but it hasn't been that bond of saying I'm a mom. Yeah.
Sure. And what triggers those emotions?
I think what triggers those emotions is it goes back to I can never make a man impressed or proud. Hence, my dad was never proud. So every guy I'm with is never impressed or proud or enough with me. There must be something wrong with me. No, but it can't be. It also taught me to be strong, but too strong, where sometimes where I need to be human, I'm not. That's why I've also hurt a lot of people along the way that are friends, because I couldn't be there emotionally for them because I was empty.
Did you lose a lot of friends when the lifestyle went away?
Loads. Even Sonia. Sonia used to be my friend.
Sonia, yeah.
I cut her out because I don't know how to react. When someone calls me sad, I'm so cold that people didn't understand why. Yeah.
Throughout this time, you can't even call one like celeb that has been with you through this whole journey.
Yeah, dude, I've had your Sonias. I've had your Miriams. I've had your Baby Joe. I've heard Baby Joe so bad, and till today, like he still battles. I've heard Linda Moiketsi. I've heard Fat Joe.
Not Fat Joe.
I've heard Fat Joe, dude. I've heard a lot of people in the industry. I've heard Kelly Kumalo. I've heard Amstel. I've heard Baba Alwa. Dude, those were my people, but I couldn't explain it myself because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. And you guys, you never try like iron things out, or it's just
obviously because it's been so long. When you say it, they won't believe you. They're like, there she goes again. Because obviously, when you're cold, you'll apologize. When someone says something, you're like, yeah, I'm sorry, but then you'll do it again. Yeah. So now when I really mean it, they still think of, she's just playing with me.
Yeah. And then I saw, like, okay, so that whole monthly thing happens, 10 years and whatever. But then there came a point where you were just working, dude. Like, you were on radio, you were doing TV, you had your own show, you were doing, you were acting again.
Yeah.
Was that like, all right, fuck it, I need to go back to the drawing board and do this for my child?
I was broke. I only got a plant, and I was tired of being fulfilled by someone or being with someone who can pay for my bills. I was exhausted. Like I said, I was angry. So no one could stand me anymore.
Yeah.
So I had to work because there was no other option. And I like living soft.
Yeah.
So I had to learn. But that was the best because that made me realize who I am, my capabilities. And as much as people say, ooh, I need to get myself a bag, it's the most dangerous sedative you can ever give anyone because it puts you on autopilot and you forget your capabilities because you're so comfortable. You actually become someone's slave or they own you. And you forget that, geez, I can design. Geez, I can do makeup. Geez, I can open a salon. You forget all of that. So this helped me to realize that, dude, so there's always been something in you. It's just you had inner issues.
And now, like, there's other slave queens that are emerging.
Yeah.
And you're part of, like, I don't know, who has been, I guess.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Because, I mean, when you're a girl, you think you're going to be hot and young forever.
True. It hit me on my 30th. I was like, I am 30. I'm that girl. The oldest girl in the club. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
It's gotta be life.
Oh, it was horrible, I'm grateful that I'm a has-been in this generation because their love now is so fickle. It's so empty. A relationship is a month. A relationship is a DM. They break up via SMS. And men have so many options now because there's Instagram. They can find. Yeah. So I feel sorry for them. But I like their game. They're liberated. I mean, they're not living under the black cloud that I had to carry. So they can literally date anyone's dad and be proud of it. I mean, I look at these chat rooms and I'm like, damn, these chicks. Yeah. They're hectic. But funny enough, they still come to me for class. They still like, yo, dude, so I want him to get me a car. What do I need to do? How did you do it?
School's open.
Yes, so I still keep them close to just always remind them of their mental state and remind them that at the end of the day, this is not going to last forever.
Yeah.
These men are not here to build with you. You are entertainment. You're not sitting at the table. You are actually serving the table, my babe. You're serving a service. So make the service work for you. Seeing that this is what you love, I'm not going to discourage it, but be able to sit with yourself when you're 35 and say, I'm okay with this. I can live with it. But you are not at the table. You're not even the meal. You're the waiter. You're serving.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Who do you think is fucking shit up right now, though? Like, Mihlali, Faith and Kenzie?
It's hard to say because one thing about these millennials is Instagram is so fake that you don't really know who's really living it. With us, you knew it because there was no Instagram. You could see it. Yeah. How you knew it was happening because you can see. So these girls, you see them in a G box and you think it's theirs and you find out later, no, Centurion Mercedes gave them this car just to post. And you're like, okay, but she killed it. But no, she was in Paris, not on holiday. She had to go shoot for Theresa May or whatever. Like, these girls. So I think Mihlali, in terms of her game is strong, I could give her a jersey number 10. She could be a striker. You know what I'm saying? I could give her a jersey.
She's hot though.
She is. Oh, she is. She's flawless. She's beautiful. It's just you don't know how much of it is real. Yeah. Because we can all walk into Louis and snap, but.
And where does Lasizo play in all of this? What do you think of him?
My brother's an overachiever, guys, and I know he looks at his sister and he's like he wants to be iconic. He wants to be remembered.
Because that's the thing. I don't think in this generation there's been anyone who's been as iconic as you, bro. Like the levels that you were at, like, fuck it up.
That wasn't an endorsement. It was real.
My girl was asking me the other day, she was like, so did you smash Khanyi? I'm like, hey, I wish.
No. Well, he was a problem. He was smashing everything. But you've grown. You know, I look at Tory Lanez and this quarantine, and I'm like, but this is MacG. This is what MacG used to do. And that's why I had a problem with him all. Do you know how much trouble he used to get into?
Hey, dude.
Did you know you used to be a delinquent? The girls that used to call his show, the crazy things they used to say on the phone. Something like, oh, shucks, no.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
So, these girls, man, and no one has been iconic, but my baby brother's he's trying to build something, but he's still trying to feel and find it. I think he's still trying to find a concept. He's a YouTube sensation, which is amazing. But I think he's still trying to find his niche. Because there are a lot of YouTube stars that are coming up. And he hates when I say that. He's going to kill me. But I always tell him, there's so many of you that your market is becoming saturated.
Yeah.
So
and they're always studying him.
Yes.
Yep.
So you are constantly being replaced. As we sit here right now, you are constantly being replaced. And you need to find something that we can always say, that's him. People see a Lambo and it's yellow.
Yeah.
Boop. Yeah. So we need that one thing that when we see it, we go, you know?
Yeah.
We see invoices and people getting paid a lot of money, we think bonang.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
We think of a radio guy that used to have this lavish. We think Tebow. We think of Delinquent. We think of you and Fat Joe. You see, you need that one thing that
sets you apart.
That sets you apart. That's his niche. That's what he did.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the bleaching stuff. I haven't been following it. Do you hate it when people ask you about it? I mean, I feel like it's none of our business. If you want to bleach your skin, you bleach your skin.
No, but you must understand, this thing has been taboo for years.
Is it another one of those things where in 10 years we'll be looking back and be like...
It's happening now. You must look at all these girls there as yellow. I look at them and I'm like, the sun comes out. They're doing it silently. But you need to understand, as black people, we were always taught that you need to fight for your space, be black and be proud. So this will always be a taboo, the fact that you can actually change your skin color. It's exactly like going to the gym and getting muscles. You are changing your physique. And they won't now say to a skinny guy, oh my God, now you're gymming. You want to be like that white boy. You know? So it's the same thing of altering your physical to make yourself happy. If you're going to go and get chiseled, it's your idea. It's not saying you hate yourself or you're ashamed of what you look like and what God gave you. You just want to better yourself. Same thing with skin lightening. I just want to look brighter, and that's my vision. That's how I see myself. But it scares people because anything with a connotation of white, it's already the enemy. Because as South Africans and Africans, we were taught to fight the enemy, and the enemy is white because he will stop your freedom. So if she's now playing with those kids, she's a traitor, and that's not what it is.
What else have you gotten done?
My teeth.
Okay.
I've got filler on my nose.
Yeah.
I've had 3 boob jobs.
3?
I've had
Can I feel?
Can
I feel that?
Oh, proper, right?
Yeah, proper.
Your girlfriend must not come.
Shit,
for
that
me
is
on my
proper.
DM.
Fuck.
Yeah, she mustn't come for me. What else have I had?
feel
A
like
tummy tuck.
Yeah.
She's definitely coming for me. I think I'm turning my account private. I can't do this. I'm gonna have someone going, ooh, did you wear that? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the things that I've had, but I haven't had a nose job yet. It's just filler. I've had a bit of cheeks put in.
No, you know, I always thought these things happen in America. I didn't know there's doctors in here that can do all this shit.
Oh my gosh, here we do everything.
Yeah.
Here we can make you look, give you a 6-pack.
Bums, you don't want more bums? Bigger bums?
I'd love that, but I'm slightly scared of bums because I sit on it. It doesn't have impact all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about
Yeah,
that. You know, it's still, I'm still studying because I study what I do. So I'm still researching, studying, trying to see people that have done it, you know, get an understanding of the long run.
Do you think people give you credit
No.
for how smart you are?
Slept on, bro.
Dude, you're fucking smart.
Slept on.
I was telling my girl, I'm like, dude, you don't have a career or be still relevant right now,
Yeah.
or have the career you have without being smart. And you told me off air that you don't have a manager, which is even more incredible because you've made all the boss moves. I mean, Jen, you know what I mean? No one was thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The shit you've done. I'm like, Khanyi is fucking smart. Like, smart in, we can talk about Bitcoin right now.
Yeah.
You can lay down.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not just a pretty face.
Dude, I research. And I think that's what being in your own lane is. It gives you time to better yourself. If you're constantly in competition, you have no time because you're constantly looking over your shoulder and you're not bettering yourself and trying to find out what's the next move. But in my own lane, I've got my own pace. I can really try and see what's happening in the future and know when to reinvent myself. I mean, I've reinvented myself literally 6 times already in
and
one
done a
lifetime.
stellar job.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Where do you think we're going in the future? Where do you think what's happening?
Yo, man, in the future, I think politics in our country are going to be the only real career that makes super money. We're going to a stage where it's either you are a decision maker or you follow the crowd and you're happy with what you're given. Because where we sit politically now is there's a tilt. The old generation is struggling to tap into the new.
Yeah.
Because of the technology.
They can't even
and
zoom.
The culture,
they can't even zoom.
The culture shock. So now the millennials are not a dumb crowd and very, very, their IQ is higher than most people. They can think. You can't spoon feed them and say, we're going to war. They'll ask you why. And you still give them reasons. And then they'll say, well, where did you research that? So now the youth is taking over. In about 10 years, we're going to have our first youngest president. In about the second election from now. Because the more we lose millennials is the more we lose the future. So politics are the next market to be in. Be heard and be seen. That's what it is. That's the new TV. Those are the heroes.
How do I stand out in entertainment?
How do you stand out in entertainment is be as authentic as you possibly can and speak your truth. What brands and what broadcasters try and do, they try and censor you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But then that's not being
Hello, YouTube.
Superstar, you know? Yeah. Being a superstar is breaking out and having people believe in you so much that their numbers will need you to make any brand work. And that's why any show I go to and any character I play, people still say Khanyi Mbau. Because my numbers and my pull has always been above any brand. I don't care how much money the brand has. It's always been me and the brand. I mean, not the brand and.
I remember when you were at YFM, we thought you were bigger than the station.
100%. And everyone was like, no, but why do you want to come here?
Yeah.
And I wanted to understand radio and understand the theater of the mind. Yeah. Damn, it's not easy.
Do you miss that show on Metro? It was a shit show, man.
Oh, that was the most emotional experience of my life. So.
You were with Somizi?
Somizi, Ntombi, and myself.
Yeah.
And Jaws was our technician.
Oh, Jaws, my guy.
Yeah, that's a good guy. Yeah. That's a good guy. I think that's the guy that just kept me sane all the time. Metro was just pulling in numbers and faces to try, after losing Tibo Touch and losing Glenn, they needed to try and get a hype. Yeah. The station is in trouble at the moment as we speak. But what I hate is, and this is what I always do to people, you know, Strula gave me an opportunity on why I was at home. But you're always looking at the bigger piece and saying, oh, but Metro's national.
Yeah.
Oh, but Metro's got awards. Metro's got this. Metro, But 90% of the time, you know, the smallest guy in the room is the nicest.
Yeah.
So when I got there, I started looking back. I'm like, ish. I had my own show. I had my own space. On Sunday, I could do what I want. Yeah. Now I've got these fuckers here. This loud one and this ethnic one.
But I thought you and Somizi got along.
No, we get along, but I'm just saying, now it's crowded in this room, you know? Now he looks at me, he's like, this bleach queen, this Zulu maiden, you know? And then she looks at us, she goes, this plastic chick, this gay punk, you know? And you could hear it in our delivery, but we weren't saying it, we're smiling with each other, but like, good morning, welcome to Metro FM, my name is Khanyi, and I'm doing it, and I'm Somizi, you know? We're like, oh, shucks. Why are we trying to always kill each other with the links? That was a song. Bye. And it's like, oh, shit. It's like, oh, shucks. We're not on idols. Calm down.
It was a lot.
Calm down. Then she would start ngiyithakazelo. Untomikazi like, oh my word. Go to Ukhozi. Damn. Can y'all just get sick so I can be alone with drawers and we do a show? It was terrible, guys.
That's funny.
You know, so when we'd ask you a question, the next one think of a higher question, better. We're always trying to kill each other. Like,
come weekend gigs.
Yo.
No, I'm playing here.
Yo, guys, it was horrible. And with Somizi now, we need to dress it. Oh, it was, guys. Love my boy though.
That's why you had to leave.
Dude, it got to a point where so Somizi and I are a tag team. But you must understand that Somizi at the time hit me because he had idols.
Yeah.
So once he starts the Wusham thing and people go crazy, I've lost.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Game
like,
over.
ish.
Oh, shit. What type of guys are you into right now?